Hello, hello. My name is Christina Hampton. I am very excited today to talk about something near and dear to my heart is retention and recruiting. Those are vital, of course, to the lifeline of your company, your office, your team. You want to continue to grow. And so to me, they kind of go hand in hand because as you are recruiting, you are making promises to agents, right? What is my company culture? What does it look like? What support do I provide for my agents? And then you want to continue to give those to your agents who are with you. So if you in your recruiting had promised a weekly meeting, you want to make sure that you are retaining your agents and your talents by continuing to pull through on those promises. You want to retain your agents by making sure you have, a clear culture of your office, of your company, of your team. What are your values? How do you function? Are you all working together? Are you all your own entities? What does that kind of look like? And knowing what your what makes you unique, your unique value proposition, when you have a clear vision on that, that is going to help you recruit agents who are drawn to that vision, and keeping that vision going is going to help you retain the right agents that are right for your company culture. So they kind of go hand in hand, at least in my experience and the things that I'm used to. So we are going to break it down today in retention. We're going to talk about how to make your kvCORE stand out from other companies or teams or offices in your area who are also using kvCORE, right? kvCORE, we're all here because we know that this is a very powerful system, right? Websites, lead gen, lead follow-up, newsletters, done for you services, marketplace, right? All these things, the MLS, all in one spot. So how did with all the competition out there who might also be using kvCORE, how is your kvCORE different from somebody else's? What support are you providing to your agents who are using kvCORE that your competitors who are also using kvCORE might not be? And if you're in an area where not a lot of people have kvCORE, then kvCORE in and of itself great thing to talk about as you are looking to recruit agents. Excellent tech suite, you have technology. And so for some of you, just having that, that's enough of a hook for agents. For others of you, you're in an area where maybe more people have kvCORE, maybe other users also have some technology that work for their agents. So how does yours stand out? So we're talking about that. Also using kvCORE to coach your agents, right? That retention, that keeping your eye out for trends. Are they continuing to log into kvCORE? Has their lead generation, is it going up? Is it stagnant? Is it declining? What's going on with them? Is there, and how we can then support them, right? So as we see trends in our business analytics, how do we talk to our agents about this? What can we do about it? How can we help them be the best agents they can be with kvCORE? And then we're going to talk about recruiting. So getting those new agents in the door, not necessarily brand new agents to the business. They can be, those too, but also the more experienced professionals. You want to have a good mix in your company office or team. So how do you find recruits? The different recruiting campaigns that we have. Heather's going to be here to talk about those different ways to capture those recruits with custom pages and some landing pages, things like that. So too far. So that's our agenda for the day. So let's start out with different things that you can do to make your kvCORE more powerful than that of your competition. So one thing that I see a lot of is creating content for your agents. So especially that comes into play in the marketing section, right? kvCORE, super powerful, has all of these different tools and things in here. And sometimes we struggle with, creativity. So one, doing things for your agents, but also making sure that you are providing examples and leading by example as well. So for example, like yesterday, we talked about being in the lead engine. So we're not going to do a full lead generation. And we talked about how often might you create a squeeze page or why might you create a landing page. And so you could be giving your agents ideas on how to use these squeeze pages based on what you yourself are posting on like your company social media, right? And so if you yourself commit to a squeeze page and a landing page each week, and then you tell your agents, hey, the squeeze page that I made today was a multi-property squeeze page with this search criteria. Go make one yourself. You are providing leadership to them, right? And not only are you providing leadership to them, but as you generate leads, right, whether it's agent owned or company owned or whatever domain you pick, you are then providing another value to your agents by providing leads to them. So that's two values with one action, right? One action, I'm doing a squeeze page, two pieces of value. I'm showing examples to my agents. I'm helping them see that this is usable. I'm generating leads for them. So that can be a good way to retain and keep your agents around because you are showing leadership, you're leading by example, and you're also providing leads, whichever one wants. You can also bring this around and talk about, okay, what ideas do we have as a group about squeeze pages or landing pages? Like, let's take 5 minutes out of our weekly meeting and let's talk about kvCORE, right? Hey, out of what we learned today in this meeting, we talked about the market. Can I make a landing page to promote what I just learned? Right. So we talked a little bit yesterday about with landing pages, how they're registration pages for a piece of value. And so you could provide those values for your agents. They could be PDFs that they can share. It could be, you could create custom pages on your company website or your team website and either just leave them there, or you could also choose to push custom pages down to your agents, which I think Heather's going to talk about a little bit later when she joins in. So helping your agents better leverage the tools will help your kvCORE stand out from other competition. So creating landing pages, or excuse me, creating PDFs, and you can use landing pages with those PDFs. That would definitely be a great piece of value. Also in the marketplace. So lots and lots of things in marketing, lots and lots of things in the marketing section that you can create value for your agents to then utilize. So if I go into marketing, there's a couple tools in here where scope comes into play. Reminder from yesterday that scope is where you're deciding how narrow or how broad your focus is. So for example, as I go to create a smart campaign, do I want to be very broad and create campaigns for my whole company? Do I want to be very narrow and create a campaign for myself? Who am I creating these campaigns for? As I go to create search alerts, is this going to be very broad and this search alert is available for my company, for my office or team, depending on my user role? Or is this search alert just for me and the way I'm running my business? And finally, scheduled mass emails is also scope comes into play here as well. You can create and send scheduled mass emails for your agents, which is pretty cool. So that is absolutely a value add. So in smart campaigns, we're going to start there. And in our smart campaigns, I can look over the default campaigns that are already included. I can go to the kvCORE library and look at additional campaigns. So just as simple as, Heather created these new campaigns and launched them about a month ago now. So that might be a great value add for you to look over all of these smart campaigns that say core. So CORE, core, those are all the new ones. She has a webinar about transitioning from the current campaigns into the new campaigns. Definitely recommend checking that out. We'll make sure to link that into the description below the recording. So for anyone who needs that, we'll make sure to do that. So that can be another value. Like, what do your agents not have time to do that you could do for them? So reviewing the new smart campaigns, watching that video that Heather did just a couple weeks ago about the new campaigns, so that way they can, understand the differences and the best practices about transitioning if they choose to transition. Um, Looking through the campaigns and seeing if there's anything that just goes against the way you coach your agents, or if there's additional things that you would want to be in there based on the way that you do coach your agents. So different things like that are definitely things that you should check out when it comes to those smart campaigns. So you can also create your own smart campaigns for your agents if you want to like show your agents, like spend time going through each campaign. Sometimes your agents get, when they're learning kvCORE, they're nervous about the campaigns because they don't quite know what everything is all about in those campaigns. So you could go through one campaign at a time with them, right? So different ways to coach in and coach up, right? To provide additional content for your agents, if you are up for it, you can definitely edit those campaigns. You could also create your own campaigns from scratch. So when you're in campaigns, the most important thing here is the scope of the campaign and if that matches the scope or the user role that you have. So for example, if I am a company admin, am I going to be able to um, edit this campaign? If I'm an office admin, can I edit this campaign? So you'll know that based on the scope, which is on the far right side. So if it says company, you can edit it if you're a company admin. If you're an office admin, you cannot, right? Because our permission kind of trickles down. So if you want to, add additional content in here, you do need to make sure that you own the campaign. So two ways to do that. Let's do it real quick because we do have a lot of resources on that. So I can either get an original version from the kvCORE library. Here is a pro tip. If you're going to the library, you want to make sure that your scope is where you intend. So is this campaign for my whole company? Is it going to be for one specific office? Is it going to be scroll all the way down for a specific agent? I can do that. So I can take from the library and activate for specific agents or for the company. So I just want to make sure I'm on the right scope. The other way to make a copy that you can edit is right from my campaign. So if I wanted to edit this default active buyer, and let's say I'm not a company admin, then I can clone the campaign. It's going to walk me through all the different start logic here. So I just click next and say, yep, that's all fine with me. And then I have my very own copy of the campaign that I can edit as I see fit in a way that makes sense for my agents. Right. So what I like to do is go through and just add a little bit of personalization. We always recommend that you edit the first email and the first text of the new lead campaigns. Right. And so that's something that you can take care of for your agents. So that way that's, it takes from all of our users down to just the users within your entity. So you're helping them by giving them their own content. You can give them even more content if you go into the templates section. So this is probably one of my favorite things. This is something I hear from agents all the time that they want, is having newsletters, right? Newsletters is such a great way to keep in contact with your sphere, with your current clients, with your with your prospects. Like really almost everywhere in the client journey, someone can benefit from a newsletter. And so this is, if you take one thing from today, I would probably recommend this. I've already given you a bunch of different ideas on ways that you can add value and have your kvCORE stand out from the competition. But newsletters is something I hear a lot from agents that they want, or when their company does provide that they love it. So you can add in templates here, and just like with our other things, you can look at your scope. So I can make an email template in here, and I can scope this for either my entire company, or I could even just scope it for myself and then come back. If you are interested in creating a newsletter, we do have a ton of recordings on newsletters as well. Specifically, I would definitely recommend checking out the advanced email editor webinar that we have. I'll pop that into the chat for those of you who are here live. And for those of you who are not, that's okay, because we'll put this in the YouTube description below. So the advanced email editor is where you go to make something that looks like it was a marketing piece, right? Basic is a basic email editor. I can type something up and send it on its way. Our advanced email editor is advanced. It's pretty. So if you are thinking about making a newsletter, you could make a full newsletter every month for your agents to send. You could make a branded template just one time, and then that's available for them to edit and send each month. You could make a newsletter and send it to their contacts each month. So it's the same idea of creating a template here for them, and then 3 different ways to execute on that idea. Pro tip: if you're new at this email editor, you can scope it for yourself first and kind of use that as like your rough draft. So if this is my first time playing in here, I could change my scope to just myself. And this is going to be my company or office or team newsletter template. So if I'm just making a template that my agents can use, then that's what I would put. If I was making a October newsletter, November newsletter, I would name it appropriately. And so my subject line, please replace, with a catchy subject line, right? So they remember. So then just fast and easy, because I put a whole hour or 30-minute webinar in the chat for you, but you build it with blocks. So if I want to start with an image and then move on to some text, and then maybe I want to feature a specific listing, and then do a little bit more text, and then we'll close it out with our social links, I can do that. If I want to start from scratch, do it all over again, I can also play with my rows. So my rows, instead of making it a big long row, I can add just a little bit of, switch it up in here. I can let's do a different row just to make it look a little bit different. Let's do kind of like the opposite. There we go. So now I can put content into each of these blocks, right? I want to start with an image, and then I want to add some welcome text. And then maybe I have a core video that I want to showcase, and I want to add another image of a listing or something like that. Right, so you can really make this be whatever you want. I can add different buttons because maybe I'm going to talk about, some different articles that they might want to go read more about. So where this becomes really branded is in this last section, this settings section, because here you can adjust your background color, your content color, your default font, and your link color. So you can make this really branded. So for example, I might, if this is my primary color, and then maybe we have our Helvetica, for example, might be our default font on here. And then I might choose that this very first image is going to be like our company logo. So I could browse in here, upload my logo, and then now that's in here as the template. Right, so I can make hi Heather, a newsletter template in here, yay! So that's a great way to provide some value for your agent. So again, if I scope it for myself first, because I'm playing around with it, I'm not 100% confident in my advanced email editor skills, great, I just saved it for myself. And then now that I have played around with it, I've reviewed it, I go back and look at it. And I have too many of these as an example, but I can go back in. Oh shoot, I should. Oh man, I definitely should have remembered what I named this. Okay, let me hit refresh. Heather's here. Now I'm all flustered. I love your sweater. It's like perfect fall color. Anyway.
My Stitch Fix came yesterday.
Okay, sometimes you do have to hit refresh to get things to be here. There, yes, and so you would go back in and find something like what you just made, and you could edit it, and then you could swap out the scope. So, like if this is the one I had made for myself, I could then switch this to the company scope and update it. And now it's available for all of my agents to use. So that would be another way to provide excellent content for your agents and to make your kvCORE usage stand out from what other people are doing. Heather, do you want to talk? Oh, I already put that one in there.
We did? Okay, I don't see back chat.
I love it. I love it. And so, Heather, if you want to talk about, actually, I'm going to do one more thing and then I'll have you talk.
Yeah,
So we talked about the different steps just from this template, right? You can make that template like I just showed you. You could make a monthly newsletter yourself and have your agents use that. You could also, step 3, send it for your agents. And so you would do that in the marketing section. I would recommend that if you are sending things for your agents, that you have a conversation with them about it. Don't just send things for your agents. And when we go to schedule a mass email, I love that you can do this for your agents. When you click that green schedule email up here on the top right, so you need to first select your audience. So this is where that conversation with your agents can really come into play. I've seen it where companies will have it on their company announcements and say, please add hashtag company newsletter to any contact that you want to receive our company newsletter. Right. And then the admins take care of sending it. So that's a really great value add to make your kvCORE stand out. So this could be, so company newsletter. You could alternatively, come in here and say, okay, this is just for people with a certain saved filter. Maybe you have a saved filter for company-owned leads or team-owned leads, depending on your admin level. Then the scope, this is where you can send it for your agent. So if you're multitasking, this is a good one. So right now it's going to send just to my contacts that have this hashtag. But if I change my scope, I can send it to the whole company. With this scope of company, I'm only sending it to company-owned leads with that company newsletter hashtag. But I can also select to send it to private leads. So private leads would be agent-owned leads. So this is how you would do it if you're sending the newsletter on behalf of your agents to their contacts. So again, we've got layers and options here. Something new I want to point out, if you have not used the scheduled mass email tool in the last week or so, I think it was, we did make an update here. So to help protect you and everyone's inboxes, the next time you go to use the scheduled mass email, you do have to go through a slight vetting process. It just has you say the kind of content you'll be sending through this scheduled mass email. We go and review and approve, and you can send and send. So just be aware of that. We also made a change that you do have to schedule it at least 24 hours in advance. So I can no longer say, oh, I want this to go out an hour from now, right? So if I want this to go at 4 o'clock tomorrow, that's fine. Also note that it's in Eastern time. So I'm going to use that template here. I'm going to use that newsletter. Again, I should have been better about what I named it. And then it's, yep, this is the one I was looking for. Company newsletter template. Please replace with a catchy subject line. Here's that branded template. And then this is also key. If you're sending it for your agents, please include the assigned agent signature, right? We want it to have the signature of the agent that they are used to working with. So schedule that out, and then it's good to go. So now I'm going to call Heather in because Heather in Done For You has a ton of examples. Like if you don't want to do what I just talked about by creating smart campaigns or creating email templates, I know there's a lot of things in Done For You that Heather can do along all that same vein. So Heather, you want to chat about that?
Yeah. So the first thing I'll say is, let me hang on just a second because I had to. I got into your admin account, Christina. Yeah. So I'm just gonna steal the screen
Go for
real
it.
fast and go here. So just FYI, in the marketplace, you guys, there is Done For You services. It's right here. You can do a, like for instance, if you wanted to just order a newsletter for your whole company and you want us to take care of the whole thing and you don't want to ever touch it or worry about it, you can order that right here. Same thing with like a branded holiday campaign. You want to brand that campaign to your brokerage and you want the individual agent's information to show up at the bottom, no matter who you send it to, we can do that for you. So those things are really great. We also have we talked about recruiting yet?
Nope, that's next.
Okay.
I know
So we
you
also
loved it, so I saved it for you.
so if you're doing recruiting, we have a recruiting campaign we can build for you. This is a one-time fee, and basically, like you give us all the information about your brokerage, and this is custom. So it's we have a few templates that we use that use kvCORE as a recruiting tool, but for the most part, we are using your value propositions and your language and your culture and your branding and your calls to action and all that stuff to make a recruiting campaign that you can send out to potential agents. So there is that. The other thing that I don't do personally, but are if you go to, let's go back to Marketplace and go to semi-custom websites. Right here, semi-custom templates. It's a little buried. And you don't have to have a semi-custom template to order this one off. But we do have, it's a one-time fee. It's a recruiting page. And so in kvCORE, go to the,
Oh, I don't think I have a site.
oh, you don't have a site.
I don't. Not as an admin.
Here. So, like you have a generic we're hiring page and it looks like this. And we had to make it super generic because everybody's different and to meet everyone's needs, that's what we had to do. And so if you want it to be way more about you, there's two different things you can do. You can make your own recruiting page, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute. But if you want to skip that whole shebang and you want it made for you, you can go right here and I will show you what it looks like. This is just a mock-up of it. But if you order it, it's very slick, very nicely done. Our programmers do a great job making it. And basically this is a mock-up. So anything on here is editable. You work with your designer to put in your branding, your value propositions, all that good stuff, your calls to action, your videos, whatever it is that you want. And then they will replace that we are hiring page on your website with this page. And all of everything that goes in here, all the they schedule a call, they do whatever. It could go to like your Calendly, but also it could go to like we usually do like a pop-up here. So if they sign up, it's going to go right into kvCORE for you. It's going to be assigned, agent type, sphere type. I think goes as prospect, comes in as prospect agent
I
into
think so, yeah.
kvCORE. So it's all fully integrated for you. You don't have to worry about making anything or doing anything. It's a one-time fee. I think it's a great investment for your brokerage. So you can totally do that as well. A lot of times people will buy this in addition to the recruiting campaign because then we can use this recruiting URL in our campaign to drive people back to this page to get people to sign up and learn more about your brokerage or office or whatever it might be. So that's my sales spiel, and I'll just step right back down and show you. You can do all sorts of things on your own. So there's two different things you can do But in your website manager, if you go to your settings and you go to your, I believe it's your custom navigation. Now, this will not work if you are an agent only. You have to be an admin for this to work for you. Resources, hiring link right here. So that weird hiring link that I talked about right here, you can decide where that's going to go. So like I said, if you were to buy this, we would change it up for you. Get out of here. But you can make any page you want on your website and replace that link with this link right here. And then it'll automatically redo it for you. So you could use a landing page. And I think we alluded to this yesterday. It's a great thing to do for recruiting. I don't know, Christina, you have any examples of landing pages for
Not
recruiting?
live, but I can build one in about 30 seconds.
Okay, I'll just build one real fast. So if you go to landing pages and, oh, because you don't have a website. Okay, hang on.
But
Let
you
me,
can use like my other domain. So if you just pick
I'll just get it as me. Hang on just a second. So if I wanted to build a landing page, I'm going to maybe, I'm always going to do the light theme because I don't like it the other way. I'm going to, make a landing page that talks about, our company. So what a landing page is always about an offer. What are you offering them? You could offer to, I would more information about your brokerage, join our brokerage, sign up for a call back to your broker, whatever, a meeting. There's all sorts of things that you can do. And we went over kind of this yesterday about building landing pages. And I'm sure Christina can put a link in the chat from YouTube about how to build a landing page. But in this particular situation, what you might want to do is make the URL after login, just go back to your site or maybe a thank you page that you've made on your site or whatever. But it could also be that you're going to email them. So whatever it is that you want to do, this is all editable. So, join our team, sign up to learn more about XYZ brokerage, right? And then all this stuff would be your value propositions, right? Like no fees, keep all your commission. I don't know, whatever it is that you do, right? And you can change all of these out in your value proposition. You might want to put a picture behind it, and you can, like I said, change that background picture out with a custom background if you want to, maybe of your brokerage, maybe of your team, whatever you want to make it yours. And then instead of see the list now, it could be, send more info, right? And then what we would do is once you save that, you're going to get a URL for that page. And that's the URL you're going to use to flip it out in the we're hiring section. So you can totally do that. The other thing you can do is be a little more pretty about well, this is pretty, but like a little more in depth. And you can do a custom page. So if you go to your website,
before you head to that, I just want to give a quick reminder and pro tip that as you are creating your landing page, remember this scope that you're selecting.
oh,
And
yes,
if you need to make accompanying lead routing rules, you want to do that as well. So if you scope it to just yourself, all those recruiting leads are going to go just to you. But if you have multiple admins who are all working recruits together or something like that, you would want to scope it to the company or the team and definitely make an appropriate lead routing role.
absolutely. Same thing when you're making a page in so you're going to want, when you're making custom pages, you're going to want to choose the correct, mine for some reason defaults already to my to the company one. But it really depends. And so you want to make sure you have the correct scope before you make your custom page. And from there, you can make a custom page and have it be anything you want it to be. So I can give you an example. And I just did, maybe you could find it for them on our YouTube channel. I did it last week or the week before on how to make your own recruiting page yourself. And we used this, but this is just an example of a recruiting page you could make on a custom page, you know, um, in your back end there, and you put up a video all about what's going on with your brokerage, you know, do calls to action. So we put in a button that says, you know, they can schedule a meeting with their recruiter, right? Oopsies. Did it go back? Go backwards. You know, they talk about their training, they talk about their relocation leads. They had like one of their agents did a testimonial. They can schedule another meeting if they wanted. So all those different things that you can put on, and you can make your own page if you want to. And again, you would just take that and stick it in again right where you want it to be for the we're hiring link. And I would just say, and you can also put it in your top navigation. So for instance, we put it here for them, but also we put it up here for them as well. And if you want to make it a little more not buried, so it's not just down here, but it's also up here, you would again do that in your settings, in your custom navigation. You would choose that page right here. So this is not theirs, this is mine. So if it would say like the join us page, and I would choose it, and then it would live up in my top navigation, and it's not buried down in a drop down, if that makes sense. And like I said, I had just done, yeah, revamp your recruiting page, yes. I had just done that last week. And if you guys want to kind of do a deep dive into like how to make a button, how to put in a video, how to take away the sidebar on a custom page, and all that fun stuff is all in.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because like if you're doing a custom page, where is it at? If you're doing a custom page on your website about something else, most custom pages come with a sidebar where they can search homes for sale. Which
Mm-hmm.
makes a ton of sense for almost like 99% of the stuff you're doing, because you want them to be able to search homes for sale real easily from any page on your website. But if they're an agent, obviously, like that's not in their mindset at the time. They're really talking about you. So you might want to take that away. And there's a little snippet of code you can stick into your custom page that will take that away for you.
Very
So
cool.
yeah, all
I
those
love
things
that.
are, all those things are available to you. And if you want, like I said, I'll just give you guys some options. You can make these yourselves, like I said. There's the one that, and I, of course, this one. There's this one that is super slick that can be made for you. And like I said, this is a one-time fee of $7.99. And if you want to come to Done For You Services, I can make this page for you. Obviously, you can see I'm not a coder. So it is not as slick as the other one, but it would be therefore cheaper. I could, do this for you for, $300-$400. So it kind of depends what you're trying to do, if you want us to do it for you. But you can totally do this on your own. And if you follow the steps in that video that Christina posted, you could definitely make that happen as well.
So,
So
Heather, now that we're like capturing our recruiting leads, then we want to think about how we follow up with them, right? Just like with agents getting their buyer and seller leads, you capture and then you follow up. So I know you have that recruiting smart campaign. What
mhm,
if what if I'm the company admin and I
mhm.
want that campaign, but I only want my office admins to have it? Like I don't want all my agents to have it. Can I do that?
Yeah, what you'd have to do is make it, we would configure it for you
Mm-hmm.
on a agent level. So
Mm-hmm.
at your level, like your personal level, so it's scoped only to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we could you can take the sharing token and share it again to your admins. So it's on their level, but it's not visible to like everybody downstream from them. You
Oh,
could
that's cool.
yeah,
Okay,
for
cool.
sure. And again, like in our smart CRM, you don't have to pay us to do it. You can do it yourselves. I would recommend, if you're going to do that, to think about all the different things that you can do when you have those leads in there and calls to action, which is why having a good page, a good place to direct people to, whether it be that landing page, whether it be the join us page that we can make for you, and make your own page, have a place, a call to action, so that when they get this email from you, they can take action. And I'm sure that you went over buttons with them when you were doing the advanced editor email, maybe, or maybe
Briefly,
briefly.
briefly, but it is in the whole
I
thing that we
highly
shared.
recommend sticking buttons in there, like make it real easy. Schedule a call with us. You can even do a call me button. In fact, I'll show it to you because I think it's super important. If you're making a template and you're making an email template and you're using the advanced editor, and you put a button in, usually you put the URL. So you could put, schedule a phone call, put your Calendly link in there, right? Or learn more about our brokerage, put that we're hiring link of the pretty page you just made in there. But what you can do is you can make a call. And so if you put your telephone number in there and they click it, so call me, it's going to preload it on their phone, your phone number. All they have to do is hit send, which is really nice. Obviously, it's not going to work from a desktop unless you have some kind of like dial pad or something where you can, call from your desktop. But it will work if you're viewing it on a phone. And so I would totally recommend putting those in. Just make it as easy as possible for these other agents to like get a hold of you, get in contact, learn more. Use those call to action buttons as much as you possibly can in your emails. Now, I'm going to do a caveat from that. Ready? The more HTML you put in email, the more it can also be seen as spam. So I always recommend, whenever you're doing any kind of campaign to a lead that's never gotten anything from you before, I know it sounds a little corny, but it's totally true. Make the first 2 emails plain text emails, because don't put anything in it. Don't put any links in it. Don't put nothing in it. Get them through. And if they open it and then their email server is like, oh, this looks like a safe email, the sender, she's opened them before, whatever, then you can follow up with more HTML heavy emails. But I wouldn't do it right out of the gate, because those can be flagged as spam if that person's email has never seen you as a sender before. So just kind of be cognizant of that. Okay. Cool. Anything else we want to talk about recruiting wise?
So this would work for both retention and recruiting. And this would be, promoting your agents, because that is both keeping your agents that you already have feeling, loved,
Uh-huh.
stroking that ego, but it's also showing the people you're trying to recruit the way that you support your agents. And Heather, you mentioned it to me, and you had said like plug and play templates for things like announcing just sold listings, just listed listings. If you want to talk about that, I thought that was really,
Oh
really
yeah.
neat.
So if you are, I honest, well, I love my buttons, so we'll go over.
Me too.
So if you make an email template in the advanced editor, first of all, I would, and I did a whole thing on this. Let's see if I can find it. Um, Here, this one right here. It's called, the title was make mass emails made easy with your branded template.
Nice.
But make, oh, whoops. I put it in there twice. Sorry,
Okay.
dude. I was trying to put the title in. Um, and making a branded template and getting all the buttons in there you're ever going to want. So
Mhm.
things like, so get your home value. If you make this for your agents, I'm not sure if you know what a merge tag is. We go over merge tags, but
We have
you
not, but they are lovely.
they are lovely. So what a merge tag is, and I'm actually gonna, ooh, what did I just do? Oh, there we go. Let me just show you guys. If I took text out here, and I did a merge tag of the agents. Where is it? Agent, first name, last name, title, cell phone, site URL right here. This merge tag will bring the agent's site in, right? And so if you take this, you can put this in buttons. So if get your home value, I'm going to do that / whatever it is. So I believe it is sell is / seller / about valuation. If I put that in, I have too many /.
Will you
If I
put
put,
that whole link in the chat?
yes.
Rock on.
So if you put this in there, then you send it out on behalf of your agents and someone clicks on it, it's going to go to the correct agent's seller valuation page, right? Same thing for search homes for sale. You could just you don't even have to put a backend on it, just their URL, because it'll take you to their page, right? Or get a market report. So I think it's a little harder to find. It's market dot. You can get it off of here. I'll make it for you.
I'm racing you. I'm seeing if I can find it.
What you have to do is you have to go make a market report squeeze and then take the end of that squeeze and put it's like
Oh,
/market.php something.
you can't just go
Um,
to the website and get the market report from there.
oh, you might be able to. You could probably do that too. Is there a place on the website to get the market report?
There is. Yeah, if you do a search, like if you just click search,
Uh-huh.
and then after a dramatic pause,
Oh,
it will be
my
it'll
face is slow and I'm zooming.
yeah.
Um,
After a dramatic pause, when it pulls up the map view in like the top right corner of the map, it says
get the
complimentary
link
market
button.
report. Yeah, there it is. So it's like it's tiny. Most
It's
people
right
would
here.
never click that, but it's there.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. So you're going to go agent site URL. I'll put that in the chat as well. Market report. So you could say, get your own market report. And if someone does it, it's going to go to the exact agent site that you're going to want that is sending it. So using that agent site merge tag for anything you're sending out is great. You can do agent merge tags for things like their photo, their own email. So you could make a footer, almost like a signature block in one of these emails that uses all the merge tags for your agents so that it pre-fills it in. And in fact, if like, for instance, if you were to go buy our newsletter in the done for you services and you wanted it available for your whole team, that's what we do is we use the merge tags so that we're pulling in the agent stuff all the time. Like we'll do search buttons like, new construction and homes with pools or whatever it is you choose. When we make it for you, it's going to go to the individual agent sites because we are using the merge tags and the buttons. All right. That's my fun thing. But the other thing you can do for listings is you can do what we call dynamic content. So if you click here, you can do these are here, and here's the agent photo too, by the way. You don't use a merge tag for that, you use this. But you're gonna do like you could do, there should be a listing image. There's a collage of listings. Main listing. I like the main listing
Mhm.
one because you just never know what it's going to pull. And the main
Yep.
listing photo is usually the best one anyway. So you can say main listing image. And then you can do view listing button. Oh, wait, you have to do it again. So another dynamic content, view listing button right there. So although you can't see it, right here, you put any MLS ID that you want in there, and it's going to pre-fill it with a listing image and a listing button. So if you save this template, next time you come back, just switch out the MLS number for that for the listing that just got listed. So this could be your my just sold template or my just listed template, depending on if you have sold data. So just listed template. And then the subject could be, hot new house on the market or whatever. And you might change it obviously every single time. Maybe say something little like fun about the house, like check out the pool at this house or whatever it is. And then you're going to put that MLS ID in there. And then what it's going to do, you won't see it here. So always send yourself a test, right? And make sure everything looks okay. But what it will do is it will pull in those for you. So you don't have to go find the picture, go find the link to the listing or whatever. You can just change the MLS number and it all drops in for you. And so if you have this, plus you have a bunch of buttons in here like get your home value and do it, search homes for sale and all those other things that they can take action besides just looking at that particular listing because maybe they don't care about that listing, but they care about what their home value is worth, things of that nature. You are going to have a much better response. And I just love calls to action in your emails to get them to take an action that gets them interacting with your agents, gets them interacting with the websites for your agents. So yeah, so that's what I would do there. And you can, like I said, make it, above this, obviously you can put like a nice pretty banner with your logo and whatever it is that brands it to your brokerage for them. So if you make this for them, they can do it themselves or you can do it for them, but you have it, it's available to you at all times as long as once you make it once, all you have to do is flip that information out. Makes it real easy.
I love it.
I love it
That's
too.
super cool. Yeah. So yeah, that I love that because one thing we talked about at the beginning is, I just very strongly believe that recruiting retention kind of pretty much go hand in hand because it's
Yeah.
recruiting new people and then you're re-recruiting your agents to stay with you. And so like this is something that hits both of those buckets, right? So I'm also a big fan of not needing to duplicate my efforts. So, making this template or getting it from Heather's team and done for you, things like that, those can all be like really good ways to support your current agents and also show future agents how you can bring them into the fold and what you'll provide for them there.
Yeah, and another good thing you can do for your recruiting, this is not for recruiting, but if you're doing a recruiting email, is using those video options. Get a video testimonial from your agents and put it
Oh yeah.
in. Your other agents want to see that other agents are happy where they're at, right? And so the more that you can do that, I think is it's just video is so powerful. And if you can get your agents on camera talking about how much they love working at, your brokerage, other agents will respond to that positively.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cool. One other thing while we're here that I wanted to point out, which is just like kind of blew my mind a little bit. You can actually add images for your agents as well. So, like when you go to add images into the advanced email editor, you can pick who you're adding that image for. So you can make it be for like just yourself. You can actually dive into your agents and you can add it for your agents. So like if you got like their listing images and you wanted to be able to add images for an agent, you can do that. You can go and pick your agent from their folder from there and then upload an image in there. And then when they go to use the advanced email editor, that photo will be available to them. So I just thought that was really cool when it kind of accidentally stumbled upon that. And so I wanted to share that, that's just another feature and another way to help your agents utilize kvCORE in a way that someone else might not be doing for them.
And is it true then that if they put it in at the team level, then it'll be available to everybody on the team?
I am confirming that as we speak because I was like, I'm not 100% sure. I know when you add it for, yep, okay, I did it at an office. So I will confirm that if you add it at an office level, all the agents in that office will see it. If you give me 30 seconds, probably a minute, I can do the same. I can do the same thing that way as well. So
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So really think about if that's the case, which I'm it is, because otherwise, why would you have this folder? Um, think about putting in as much branding and media as you can into these folders for your agents so that when they are creating their own stuff, they just can pick, hey, I don't have to upload my logo. I don't have to upload the pretty banner. It's already made for me. I don't have to, upload any of that stuff because graphics or whatever it is that you have in there that will be helpful for them building their own things. It's just all provided for them. And that's a really great, I think, use of time for an admin to go in there and just build up that library for them to make everything super easy.
Yeah. Still working on confirming. But if anyone has other questions, we've got a few minutes left. So if you want to talk recruiting, retention, templates, smart campaigns, custom pages, we covered a lot today.
Yeah, we did.
And I know we did like more of a high level than we usually do on these success meetups. So we did put tons and tons and tons of resources in the chat of like more deeper dive
Mm-hmm.
how to showing you every single button. So there are definitely deeper resources in the chat. And then if you're watching the recording, they'll be down below for you as well.
Absolutely.
And I'm so close to Teams. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Love it. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, let us know. And again, admins, there's just so much in here that you can do to help your agents and kind of set yourself apart. Because a lot of people have kvCORE now, but it's how you use it really that's gonna make the difference always. So anybody have any questions? Anybody? No? All right, well, we will let Christina figure that out real fast and we'll all go eat lunch and
I'm working.
busy bee.
Okay, I picked a team that apparently doesn't actually exist, so I'm gonna have to do it again.
Oh, I can't imagine that. Actually, it should be in the. So if you ever have a question before you talk to support, you can always go search all of our articles
True.
and type in, topics that you're interested in knowing about. Um,
Heather, are you telling me to use my resources?
what? Never. Of course, this isn't going to tell us anything. Kind of depends. Because I spelled upload wrong. Well, that'll do it. Should say. I'm going to take the upload out. Isn't like that.
I would imagine it works because if it works at an agent level,
Yeah, that's the whole point of doing it.
yeah.
No, that didn't like me either. I'm not sure what to ask for on that.
Yeah, that might be a person. And I'm just struggling over here. I apologize.
Or it's a folder, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
there we go. Okay. Okay. Okay, now I just need to log in as someone who's on that team.
Check it out. All right, well, while she's doing it, we'll wrap up. We've got tomorrow is our last day of admin day, so I hope everybody joins us tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to be, I forget.
Tomorrow
Oh,
is
analytics, business
yep,
analytics, right?
business analytics and some workflow examples. So if
Yeah.
you want to know, like, okay, I'm an admin who specializes in marketing. What are the 2 or 3 things I should do every week? That's what we're thinking about with workflows. So come with those questions. We'll help you build out a workflow that works for you. Yeah, and we're pretty excited about it.
Yeah. And I think business analytics are a great way to just stay on top of what's going on with all your sources, all your marketing efforts, how your agents are doing, and really find out the agents that can benefit from your help. Maybe need a little nudge. Maybe
Hmm.
need a pat on the back and like, hey, an attaboy, look at you. Either way. So we will be here tomorrow to do that. Super excited to do that with Christina tomorrow.
Yeah. So the person I logged in as was a company admin, and so they
Oh,
can see
no.
it no matter what. That's what I'm struggling with, is everyone I'm picking is a company admin. So you know what?
Well,
As a
I'm
dramatic,
real.
as a teaser for tomorrow, you have
We
to
will
show up
answer
for
it
the
tomorrow,
example.
and I will
Yeah.
also put the answer in the description on YouTube if you're watching
Yes.
this later.
Yes.
With that. Okay, sounds good. All right. We'll see everybody tomorrow then, hopefully. Thanks for coming, guys. Bye.